Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Matters of the Heart. I'm sitting here today with Miss Karlyn Manuel. She is a mother of three. She has been married for 18 years. She attends Word of Truth Family Church in Arlington, Texas, and she's here with us to talk about forgiveness, marriage, and family.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So you said God spoke to you about forgiveness, family, and marriage. Share with us what He put on your heart.
Well, when we first talked about me doing this interview with you, it was important to me that I said something worth saying, worth receiving and worth hearing. So when I started praying about exactly what parts of my testimony did God want me to share, He's focused in on family and then forgiveness and marriage.
18 years. Talk about marriage. What's ups and downs, struggles? Share.
What I learned, and in some of the deepest, darkest places in our marriage relationship, forgiveness plays a big role.
Okay.
And you have to forgive like God forgives. If you don't, you won't make it. Because you're two people learning how to be one person. And I actually learned that the fighting, a lot of times we hate the arguing and the fighting, but the more passionate a couple is, the more passionate they will fight and argue.
Okay, that's what you call
Yeah,
it?
I
Okay.
do call it, because if you didn't have love and passion for that person, you wouldn't bother to fight.
Okay. The more love you have, the more passionate your fights will be.
They will be, but and it's okay. Just remember the rules. We're not insulting one another. We're not hitting below the belt. You have to remember that you still love this person that you're disagreeing with.
I am reminded of something you said when we attended the small group.
Okay.
I love when you brought up the point, love covers.
It does.
That's beautiful.
It does.
I remember you said that.
A multitude of sins. And that's the word. And we are supposed to cover one another. When my husband messed up, he was struggling with pornography.
Okay.
And chat lines.
Okay.
It wasn't just a one situation. He had an ongoing situation where it was many people, and so
involved in his chat line.
Many situations, because he was so empty that he was just looking to be fulfilled in whatever he wanted to be fulfilled in that moment. And so loving somebody that's empty is hard. It just is, because at that moment he wasn't ready to do what he needed to do to fill himself back up with Christ. And keep in mind that during our ministry time in Memphis, Tennessee, I've seen him lay hands on the sick. I've seen him cast out demons. I've seen this man mentor like the neighborhood boys and lead them to Christ. And so my husband, because he's the head and his issues hit the front so hard, biblically I had every reason to leave by the time he started acting out. And I truly wanted to leave, but I truly didn't want to leave at the same time, if that makes any sense. And I was so grateful and thankful for how he came in and just was husband and father to the kids, husband and me and father to the kids in the degree and the manner that he did it. I really couldn't see myself breaking the family, even though I wanted to. I was struggling with forgiveness. And so the more I prayed to seek guidance about how to exit the relationship and how to start over.
You was trying to get your roadmap to exit.
Because I've set up a pattern in my life that I never make a major decision without seeking God first.
That's good. That's good.
So even though God was telling me He wanted me to forgive, I knew biblically I had a right to leave.
Right.
And forgiveness, I was struggling with forgiveness, because I was so broken and dealing with things on my own, and then I couldn't understand how I was going to face the kids and and everything, and I was no longer able to be that superwoman that my family was used to seeing. I was broken. I expect faithfulness. I expect fidelity. I expect loyalty. And I was pouring out my heart. And I wanted to, all these things I wanted to pour out to my husband, but he was so broken behind his behavior, he couldn't receive them. So I still loved him enough to know that what I was feeling, he couldn't handle it. So I would give it to God.
And you know what that reminds me of, Karlyn? That reminds me of God's relationship with Israel.
Oh, wow.
And he wants us to identify with him
Yes.
in that Israel was unfaithful to
Yes.
him. But yet he loved
Time and
her.
time again.
Yes, over and over. And
Yes.
he called her an adulterer.
Yes,
You know?
he did.
But yet he loves her.
And
you know?
still, even when we were in our sin, he sent his son Jesus to die for us.
Exactly.
And he even brought that to my remembrance, you know. And this was a journey. I'm talking to you like it was just a few weeks, but
it's a process.
it was a 3-year process. And by the end of the process, all the things that God had told me will come to pass in forgiving him, it has in abundance. And one of the things that he said, 3 years is but a blink of an eye in eternity.
Exactly.
And, you know, in the moment of my brokenness, I could not fathom a place of where I can talk about it and not hurt, you know. And so, and I was so crucial to his healing process. And I could not have been if I wouldn't have forgiven him when God told me to. You wouldn't be talking to me today because I would be a divorcee.
And see, that's ultimately what the enemy wants. He wants to destroy family. He
That's so
wants
true.
to destroy marriages.
So
Anything
true.
that God brings together, his goal is to destroy.
It's to destroy it.
And so I love how you said you went on the offense.
Yes.
And you took that level of relationship with Christ higher.
I did.
You know, you got deeper into that word. I mean, you went in your prayer closet.
Yes.
And you start fighting
I did.
for your marriage.
I did. And it was so funny because about 2 years later, the movie War Room came out.
Okay, with Priscilla Shire.
Yes. Okay, if I'm able to say that.
Yes.
It came out, and I was so elated by that movie because I was already doing it. It was like a confirmation to me and my stance that I had took with my family. Because I stopped nagging him. I stopped complaining to him. I love God so much for that. Because he is such a restorer of my family. He is such a restorer. And I think about my kids and my husband and what they have going on now. And what would they be if I had abandoned the process?
Exactly.
You know? So the enemy did not win.
Exactly. Exactly.
He did not win.
That's
and
what I mean.
so many more families. Right now, I'm mentoring like 3 young women
That's beautiful.
that has gone through similar things with their husbands. And I'm letting them know you don't have to divorce.
See, offense.
Yes.
If we get on the offense and we
Right.
defeat the enemy with
Yes.
the help of the Holy Spirit,
Yes.
now you're mentoring 3 other families,
Yes.
letting them know you don't have to go down this path.
No.
Stick with your family.
That's
Stick
right.
with God's plans for your
That's
life.
right.
Well, that's beautiful.
It is. And it does my heart so well to see, for the most part, them taking the advice. Because the first thing I told all of them, develop your relationship with God because it's going to be crucial to the process.
Exactly.
It's going to be crucial because you can't change anyone but yourself. But God, if you can develop your relationship with God, God will heal your relationship with your family. He will do it. We need strong families to have strong ministries. If we won't have strong ministries, strong churches without strong family units.
It starts with the family.
It starts with the family. You can't have a strong community with a weak family. If the wives would start strengthening their relationship with God, and instead of nagging their husbands and browbeating them and speaking negative about them, but go to God and praying for them, praying for their minds, praying for their thoughts, praying for their careers, praying for their friends, praying for their relationships, praying for where their feet take them, where their feet take them in a day. You know, just if wives would just start praying for them and interceding for them instead of being so angry.
Use that energy for
Yes.
positive.
Yes. I really would like the ladies to know, the wives, not just ladies, wives. You don't have to leave when it gets tough, when it gets hard. God has a purpose and a plan for your life, your marriage, and your family. So seek him first and find out what it is that he wants for you to do and hold fast to that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.